Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Wednesday. Because let's head up to our friends up in Queensland. Of course, been with our sponsored softball club, because that is the Panthers softball club, and of course up in Brisbane. And of course, we got four very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about. Of course, all four of them were involved representing Queensland in the Nationals in the last month or so, and they join us right now. Thanks to the four of you for joining us.
Well,
Now, I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and tell us, obviously, which Queensland teams you're all involved in the recent nationals.
I can go first. So I played in the 23s Queensland team and the Heat side as well.
Okay, I'm Annabelle and I played in the under 18s Queensland team.
Hi, I'm Lakaya and I played in the under 18s team.
Hi, I'm Peyton. I also played in the under 18s team.
I'll get to the 18s in a moment because I'll start with you, Amaya. We've obviously been involved in 23s and in the Opens. Tell us a bit about both the nationals. Obviously, one was in Queensland. Obviously, the other one was down here in Melbourne. Tell us a bit about it.
So being in Queensland, that was the first nationals I've ever played where it's been in Queensland, so that was pretty cool having everyone come out and watch and support. So I think that played a really big factor in getting us all hyped up and stuff like that. But yeah, it rained. It poured rain the first 2 days, so it was also a completely different tournament because we got washed out and it was are we gonna play? Are we not gonna play? But yeah, it was very exciting having that atmosphere there.
And obviously, the rain happened in Victoria as well on the last day, as you well aware. Did it feel a bit deja vu on the last day in Victoria?
I think it was my first Open, so I didn't really know what to expect. And then being in Victoria, I feel like you never know what to expect with the weather. And so you kind of got a bit of everything. So yeah, it was a bit oh my God, we're doing this again. 23's got rained out. Now this is going to get rained out. But I think it made it more exciting. It was just something, yeah, you don't really experience before. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
Question I'm going to ask you. Don't worry, the 318s. I'm going to get to you in a moment. But Amaya, which one's more special? Was it the gold medal in the 23s at home or the runner-up here in Melbourne?
I think just because of all the whole last day, all the delays, we had rain and then we had the sun delay and then we had fog. I think that just made it really exciting. So yeah, even though we didn't win, I thought that the whole atmosphere of the grand final at Gillies was very special.
Now, I'm going to go to the under 18s now for the moment, so you can rest easy a little bit, Maya. I think your 18s were only 2 weeks ago in New South Wales, in Sydney. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yep. Tell us a bit about that. I think you came very close of winning it as well.
So we lost 1-0 in the grand final. It was still a really good game because we beat them previously, but they'd also beaten us previously. But I think we had good vibes. Everyone was really into the game. We just weren't hitting as much as we should have been.
Yeah, I think it was a really great tournament. We did so well in the round games, and then in the final we just didn't come on top, I guess. And then yeah, but still pretty good. The whole tournament, the vibes were there, and it was very good.
Is the under 18s team very similar to the one that won it down here in Victoria 2 years ago?
Not quite. We had a few returning players from last year, but then the rest were quite new and from the younger ages as well, coming up. So,
how did that sort of bond throughout, not just the week in Sydney, but in the lead up to Sydney?
I think we had a really good team connection. We were all really close. We were all really good friends. Some people were further away and only came to certain trainings when they could. But I think we did a really good job bonding as a team.
Yeah, I think we were all good. We were all friends and we all got along. Even the older ones with the younger ones. I think we were all pretty set and we were good. Yeah.
Now, for the three, how special was to have the three from the same softball club in Brisbane, in the Panthers, as well as, being in the same state team together? I'll get to your question. I'll get to you, Mary, in a minute.
It was honestly pretty good because at least we went in there knowing some people, and a couple of us, it was like me and Annabelle, it was our first nationals. And so that was a very good experience for us. And as well as having like Mackay there who knew what she was doing and has been in that position before, it was just honestly great.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with the Panther girls playing along. It was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Amaya, obviously you weren't the only Panthers in the Heat team that came to Melbourne, as well as the 23s. Tell us about the others that joined you in the 23 and the Heat team, and how special was it to have at least a fellow Panther with you?
Yeah, so for Heat we had Matisse and Brooke McNamara, and so Regan's a part of our club too. She was our manager. So I think it's just good, like, you play with these people every weekend and like playing at the next level with them. Like, it's especially Matisse, I've always grown up playing with her, and just you have that extra level of like comfort and the banter, and you can take the piss out of each other. And yeah, it's almost like, yeah, you're playing the same games you play on the weekend, except, pitching's like coming at you really much quicker. But yeah, that was awesome. 23s, yeah, had Matisse again. We're the only two current Panthers players, but like Sophie was in the team. She played for Panthers. Shannon was there. We've had a couple other girls, but yeah, we all grow up playing together. It's always good to like just be out there. Whatever uniform, it doesn't really matter. But yeah.
I'm assuming you're currently in your current summer season back in the Brisbane Softball Association at the moment. How's the teams traveling at the moment at this point of the season? Even though I think the first part of it had been quite a few washouts.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like 5 the first half of the season where it got rained out, and then we've only played, I think, one or two games this season out of like 4, maybe 3 or 4. And one of them it got rained out halfway through. So we cannot cop a break up here at all.
Oh.
I think we might be on the bottom, but I'm feeling confident that we're gonna be. We need to finish top 3, so there's 4 teams. So I'm feeling confident we're gonna come through. We won our last game, so we're on a winning streak right now, and that's what matters. I hear.
I don't know where we are on the ladder, but I feel like we kind of are even with our wins and losses.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about your coaches then.
Well, our A2 coaches are Marty and Tippy, and we love them so much. They're so awesome. They're so dedicated to Panthers and the sport, and they're just always willing to help out, and they're awesome.
Our A grade coaches are Ray and Dave, so that's my dad. And I think they balance each other well, because Ray's pretty like calm and like he gets excited but in like a kind of chill way, and then Dad just says a bunch of random shit, but it makes sense. It also doesn't. So, like, sometimes you're like, oh, that's good advice, and other times you're like, what are you talking about? Like, are you in the same, like, watching the same game we're playing? But I think, yeah, their energy is very fun. Dave usually shows up in like some random shirt that you're just like, is that even appropriate to wear anywhere, let alone softball? And so yeah, it's a good vibe. It's good.
Where did the love of softball come from for the 4 of you?
Mine came from my mum. She started, like, she was playing when she was younger, and then she kind of like was like, oh, play softball, like, it'll be fun. So I started playing, and I've just loved it since then.
I'll say mine. Mine was from my sister. She played when she was younger, so then naturally I just played the sport growing up, and so yeah.
From when I was young, I would always watch college softball, and then when I grew up, I just wanted to play, so we travelled into that part of it.
I was playing netball, and I was shocking at netball, and I think mum and dad were like, okay, we need to do something else. This is gonna destroy her confidence, so they put me into softball.
Now you might as well tell us what position on the field when you're fielding, not when you're batting, but when you're fielding? And if you had a dream position on the field, where would that be?
So I play third base, and a little bit of shortstop. And if I could play anywhere, I would like to play center field. Just if I had the speed and the ability, I would like to play center field, but I'm not equipped to be out there, so it's probably a good thing.
I currently play third base, and I'm the same as Maya. I feel like I would love to play center field, just like diving catches and just being so fast. I don't know. That's just like really cool.
If I play outfield, like anywhere in the outfield, and my dream position would be pitcher. I'd love to be a pitcher because you can like control the game, and it looks easier than what it is, but it just looks really fun, and it'd be like my dream position.
I'm a catcher, but my dream position is catching, so I wouldn't really go anywhere else.
Okay, Pen, just literally just great segue to my next question because I've never had a catcher on my show. I'm glad I've got a catcher on my show. So I'm going to ask you this two-part question. The first part is, is there a particular game that you've just thought, I've actually had a perfect game in going to like catching the ball? And then the second one is, what's the fastest pitch that you've ever caught?
First part, I'd say probably I played over in the States for a month and I caught over there and it was probably my most phenomenal game I played catching. And the fastest I've caught to is probably 115 kilometers. So or probably higher. I've not really measured it, but I know 115 is the top I know I've caught to.
And where was that?
That was just not like training and club up here in Mackay. So,
what would be some highlights throughout all for your softball journey so far?
I think one of my highlights was when I was in the America. It was like it was the like our conference championship. So it's basically like, you play the whole season, which is about 12 weeks of softball. And then, conference, whoever wins conference goes to nationals. And going in, we were like coming fifth in the like on the ladder, and there's like 6 teams. So, we weren't really in a position to win. We had lost a lot, but that like week that we were competing, we ended up finishing second, and we had beat every team that we had like gotten mercy to in the past. But just like the team just came together and like
Yes, I
played
remember
in just like played in a way that we were like, oh my God, like this is how we thought we should have been playing this whole time. Like it was just so exciting, and that we had a lot of rain delays. We had a hail delay as well in like the middle of summer in Texas. We were like, why is it hailing? Whatever. But yeah, that was just like so exciting, like winning, going from fifth to second, and then we lost 23-2 in the grand final. But like no one cared. Like we finished and we were on a high because we were just like no one thought we were going to do good, and like we came second. So that was like that whole week was the biggest highlight of my softball career.
I've played in the States, like I said, but not obviously for college, just as travel ball. And that was a very good experience. We played for about a week, 2 weeks straight, and the teams were lovely, and just playing against that competition was great, and it was just fun to experience it as well.
I'd say my biggest highlight was probably last year in August. I got to represent Australia in the under-18s Women's World Cup qualifiers. And even though we didn't like qualify, which is very sad, it was just like an amazing like journey for me, and like I thought it was probably one of the biggest highlights so far that I've done. Yeah.
My highlight would be playing at the nationals we just played at. I just loved that tournament. It was so good. I love the girls. And yeah, really good competition. So
Sorry, Mel, I need to ask you this. Now you just mentioned but it sounds like you've played in all different types of weathers. But you just mentioned about the conference side of things as well. Okay, so which one? I've got to get you to compare this. So which one is the most strangest one that you had to play in?
Definitely the hail, because like it, but like the whole field was covered in hail. And we were like, and that was a grand final, and we were like, okay, so I guess like we're just not going to play. And they were like, obviously we're going to play. And me and my friend who was Brazilian, we were like, this is a safety hazard. Like, not we cannot play, but like like Americans that like I love it. They're just like we have to do it. So yeah, and yeah, they just pushed it off to the sides, and we played. That was by far the craziest, especially because it was 34 degrees that day. Like the day started at 34 degrees, and then yeah, just went. Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane. that one, yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned about representing Australia, but I want to talk to you about last year's nationals, which I was there to watch. Under 16s, I think my memory serves me correct, here in Victoria.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that, which I must admit, out of the three Queensland wins that they've had down here in Victoria, your team was actually the best one out of the lot. Tell us a bit about that nationals campaign.
Last year it was good. Like we won, and I think it was like really good grand final because like we didn't know who was going to win because all of our games against New South Wales were like either like tiebreakers or like we'd win by like one. And so then like leading up to the final, it was like really anticipating because like it was just an exciting final, and then we managed to come out on top with a mercy rule, and then like so we just it was good. We got to celebrate with all our friends, and then yeah, it was just good to beat New South Wales. I think that was like probably the highlight. Just beating New South Wales was really good.
Okay, how long did you wear your medal around your neck for?
We all the team and the girls wore it till like our traveling day on our way back home. We wore it on the way back home. So yeah.
Now, Annabelle and Payne, tell us what did it mean to play in your first nationals?
It meant a lot because like representing your state is really cool, and not many people get to do it, so it felt like really awesome. Not beating New South Wales in New South Wales kind of sucked though, but it was still really good.
Oh, well, we've both been through the like program before, just in the squad team and not making the team. So coming in through and making that team has felt like amazing. And obviously you've been trying to get it for so long and then you finally get it, just kind of relieving as well. But other than that, it was great.
So what does the sport of softball mean to the four of you, and especially being part of the Panthers, if I haven't asked that question yet?
I think that I don't know. It's just like I can't see myself doing anything else. Like it's just such an exciting sport. I think because you have batting and fielding and it's so strategic. I don't know, like maybe I'm just like I'm probably super biased, but it's just such an exciting game. Like anything can happen in it. It's so unpredictable. I love that about softball. I love the people as well, and I think like with Panthers, that's why I love the club so much. Obviously, like my family's very involved in it as well, and I've been there for a long time. But like, it's just, yeah, you get to see your favorite people every week. Like, can't really say anything. Yeah, much else.
I just love softball. Like I don't really I like other sports, but softball's always my favorite. It's always been my favorite. I think it's so weird that we play a game where we could lose more than we win and we're still like really good at it. Like batting average is 400. That's still really good. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, I just think it's really good to be in the team. Panthers is amazing. I love Panthers. But yeah.
I love playing softball because it's like it brings around the best people. Like the best people I met are like from softball, and like I make my best friends from there. And like playing with your best mates each week is like really good. And being a part of Panthers is like I always look forward to playing a part of Panthers because like you get to see the best people, and it's such a good club because it supports you a lot, and yeah, it's just a really good group of people to be around.
Well, with Panthers, it's kind of like they grow onto you and just become your family kind of thing. So like it's with any team, but like Panthers have really became something for me as well. But like Amaya said, I can't see myself doing anything else. It's part of my life. So
Now, Payne, I need to ask you, did you mention before that you're coming from Mackay?
yes, I did.
So how's that like? And how often do you go down to Brizzy?
We travel down every 2 weeks to go and play with Panthers, obviously, and that's about a 12-hour drive. So we don't get to fly because it's too much, but
Yeah.
it's just a lot of driving, but it's worth it if I'm being honest.
So how much commitment is that for you? And I'm sure that's like almost a whole day that you're pretty much missing driving there and back. How much commitment is that for you? And obviously, I'm sure in your family as well that's making that trip to Brizzy.
It's a lot of commitment, obviously. I have to give up days at school and whatever to do that, which I'm fine with, but as well as my parents, they give up their time to get like their work and whatever, and then they spend that time trying to take us down and just sitting there and watching us play and then having to drive back the next day. So it's all morely just on them that the more commitment they've put in, and it's honestly amazing that they can do that for me.
What have the three you learnt from each other on and off the field?
I learned that Mackay is as energetic as she is on the field, off the field. And
I agree with this.
Peyton's just always like willing to have a chat, like even during the game off the field, it's always good.
I'd say, I think just like getting along on and off the field, like, because we see each other every week, and like, I think, playing with like other people from like different areas around Queensland, and then like, you can always like fall back to like your like, I'd say like getting along with like the girls on and off the field. Yeah.
Well, being with these two girls, they've taught me how to have fun and stuff during the game and outside of the game, when to relax and when not to, or when to stay focused and stuff. And Lakai is always either dancing or singing on the field or off the field, so that works too.
I mean, I'm going to ask you this now. Obviously, we got to actually watch you play almost about a month ago now. How special is to have a Victorian supporting a Queenslander?
I felt very privileged. It would have been better if we were. Oh no, you were there for the Victoria. Yeah, you were there for the Vic Queensland game, the semi. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
that
like
was good. I How do I put this? How do I put this and not offend anyone? Maybe. I think you made the right choice, and I think that you knew that too by supporting Queensland. But I also love Victoria. I really like the uniforms.
Oh, I love your answer now. Now, we've finished with a couple light-hearted question, and Payne sort of answered the first part of my question I was going to ask. So, who's the best dancer, singer, and the comedian in the team?
Lakaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lakai.
Mackay, definitely. She's so sassy as well. So like it adds that element that, yeah, to it all.
Okay, now, Lakaya, I am fully aware about your dancing routines that you've done in particular, especially at the last the nationals that you were here in Melbourne. So, what's the best routine that you've ever done?
The best routine, I'd say the Macarena. I remember doing the Macarena, I think, at Melbourne. Or maybe like we've done a few like routines in nationals and off not nationals. I've done the Macarena, the Nut Bush, and just a few other like dances, I think. But those are like the two routines that I can think of that we've done.
Okay. Have you convinced Annabelle and Payne to join you in those dance routines or TikTok dances?
I think we did a few
We did a few
TikToks. Yeah, we did a few TikToks at nationals.
How did that go? Has it gone viral?
No.
No.
Not yet, not yet.
Do either of you have a pre-game superstition, ritual, or routine?
Yeah, I if I like have a bad at bat, I like a really bad at bat, I'll like take all my hair out and like redo my hair, and that's like kind of me restarting. And like like this will a lot of people like not a lot of people, a lot of softball people know that I don't like really take care of my hair very well, so they won't believe me when I say this, but like I actually like my hair to be really nice before a game. I feel like that's like, the look good, feel good thing, but like if you ask anyone, they're like, no, Maya's hair's like a bird's nest. But like I generally like my hair to be nice and washed and clean. And yeah, if I have a bad day, I wash it all. Bad at bad, I take it out and I redo it. That's like me resetting and getting ready for the next at bat. Sometimes in a game, if I have like 4 at bats and it's not good, you'll see like 4 different hairstyles, and that's when I've had a bad day. A bad day.
That's why you always braided your hair. Now I'll notice that all the time.
I know. I'm gonna have to bring a side pony in if I like. That's when it's like something bad's happening. Then I need someone to give me some advice after that.
I don't really have any superstitions. One of the girls asked me on the last day why I didn't have a ribbon in, but I wore one on the first day and gave up because it was too much effort to put in my hair. And if I'm hitting bad, it's not because there's not a ribbon in my hair, it's because I'm in my head probably. So I don't really have any.
No, I'd say the same thing. I'm not like a really superstitious person, but if I'd like have a bad batting at routine or like I just let myself be angry and then 3 seconds later just like get over it and then yeah, play on.
I have to wear an arm sleeve, which put on my throwing arm, but that's the only thing I focus on is just getting that on. And then I'm fine. None of the rest matters.
Oh, the team did have a superstition about eye black though. We wore eye
Oh
black
yeah.
the first day and it was like there and you like smudge it and we couldn't change it. No one could do anything different. It was just that. And it was stuck till the grand final. So
So did the team have a pre-game pump-up song? That's the Queensland team, that is.
before the semi-final against New South Wales, we had like it was like a lightning delay and we sung all the Pitch Perfect riff-offs. But it wasn't like a consistent song we had to sing, but we sung all of the Pitch Perfect riff-offs. And I think New South Wales got really sick of us because we sung My House a lot. Like, welcome to my house. We sung that a lot and they didn't like that.
I don't know about 23s because we all drove separately because we were in Brisbane. So like I know our car was like a lot of different, like Sophie was our driver and she'd be like, let's get something pumped up. And then it would be like, I don't like Monday Blues. And you'd be like, girl, no. And then the last song would get us pumped up. But we were like, before that, we're like, what state are we like? What mental state am I in going into this game? Like I feel chill. But Heat have this one song and it's a bit inappropriate, so I'm not gonna say it, but like they play it a lot and I didn't actually get to they have a bus. It's called the I can't remember the name, but they play this song and it like, gets everyone hyped. But I was never in that bus, so I didn't get to experience it. But I know that that's a big Queensland Heat thing, and yeah, but it's a bit explicit.
I have to ask the 18s this. So you mentioned about the obviously the picture perfect one. So did you win that game against New South Wales in the semis, and did you try to play it again in the grand final?
Hi, what did we sing before the grand final? But no, we didn't sing it. We should have though, probably.
Yeah. Oh, we sung like I think wasn't it like a Disney song?
Oh, we sung Disney songs in the bus a lot because Jeremy likes Disney movies. But no, we didn't sing the Pitch Perfect riff off before. I reckon we probably should have.
Yeah.
That's okay. Superstitions aren't a thing.
Okay, I'm going to finish with this last one. I guess this one's really particularly for Mao because she's actually one of our ambassadors. But I'm going to ask for you this question. So, how special has Smash FM as a Panthers sponsor?
I'm very grateful just because like I think as I've said this to you before, we'll like with I think now like we get a lot more stuff for like women in sport, but I think like you've really been there like from the start. Like not just softball, but like so many, I see AFL all the time. What's the other AFL like basketball, like I'm very grateful you chose us, especially like not just like Queensland softball, but like Panthers. Like it means a lot, all the time you've invested into us. And yeah, always love coming on here.
The others?
Yeah, we really appreciate it. It's really good to like be noticed as Panthers because we're a really like tight club and we all like really enjoy it. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, everyone really appreciates you and everything you've done for the club. So it's great to still have you with us and supporting the club consistently and other people as well.
Well, the four of you, thank you so much for getting up some of your time to join us. Obviously, best of luck this coming weekend. Hopefully, it doesn't wash out again for the rest of the season. But let's hope it all goes well. Hopefully, we'll see your respective teams, the A1 and the A2 teams, in the final series, and hopefully can go all the way and win it all. And also, I'll try and get to one of your games and show my Panthers support.
In that muscle tee there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you.
No worries. Of course, if you want to get involved with the Panthers softball, if you're in the Brisbane area, of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can support the Brisbane Panthers for the rest of this season. There's more on the Smashboard Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 15-year celebration.
This is Amaya Foxover. I play for Panthers softball, and you're listening to Smash FM.
This is Annabelle Bradford. I play for Panthers softball and you're listening to Smash FM.
Hi, this is Mackay Jackson, and I play for Brisbane Panthers, and you're listening to Smash FM.
This is Peyton Barron. I play for Panthers and you're listening to Smash FM.